I'm Melissa.
Sitting here in the courtroom, watching my sister, Isabel, sitting at the defendant's table with a defeated look, I'm flooded with a mix of relief and anger. The judge has just ruled in our favor, ordering full restitution of my daughter, Mia's college fund, along with penalties for fraud, and placing a lien on Isabel's penthouse. It all started when I received a bank statement that felt like a punch in the gut. Mia and I had been saving for her college for 15 years, and every cent was gone. The balance was a cold, hard zero. The bank manager, a kind-looking man named Mr. Thompson, told me it was a full transfer authorized by a family member. When I saw the name on the transaction, Isabel, I knew I was in for a fight. Isabel has always been the flashy one in the family. Our parents, a wealthy couple, were always more lenient with her. Dad was a successful businessman, and Mom was a socialite. They spoiled Isabel rotten, and she grew up believing that the world owed her everything. Meanwhile, I was the responsible one, working hard and saving for my family's future. The next day, I drove to Isabel's penthouse overlooking the ocean. It was a symbol of her excessive lifestyle, all glass and luxury. I didn't bother calling ahead. The concierge recognized me but hesitated, saying she was hosting guests. I knew she was trying to avoid me, but I was determined. Inside, Isabel was sipping champagne, surrounded by her rich friends. When she saw me, her smile was fake. "Melissa, what a surprise," she said. I stepped closer and whispered, "You took Mia's college fund." She laughed it off, saying it was safer with her and that I'd thank her later. I was furious, but I kept my cool. I told her it wasn't her money to touch. When I got home, Mia was at the kitchen table, looking worried. I told her Isabel wasn't giving the money back willingly. Mia, a smart 15-year-old, said we should take it back. She then revealed that Isabel had used our late grandfather's old joint account login. She'd seen Isabel snooping around my office and guessed she'd figured out the security questions. That night, we worked together to gather evidence. Mia was a whiz on the computer. We traced the transfer to Isabel's personal account and compiled a detailed report with screenshots, timestamps, and the IP address of the device that accessed the account. The next morning, I took the file to the bank. The branch manager was impressed and promised to escalate the case immediately. A few days later, Isabel called me, furious that her account had been frozen. She tried to claim it was a loan, but I knew better. Then Isabel made a huge mistake. She showed up at Mia's school, trying to talk to her about family misunderstandings. Mia told the school office, and they walked her out the back. That was the last straw. I called our lawyer and filed for a restraining order. At the court hearing, Isabel showed up in a designer gown, trying to act confident. But when our lawyer presented the evidence, bank statements, the signed withdrawal slip, and the security footage of her at the school, her face fell. The judge ruled in our favor, and the restraining order was granted. After the hearing, Mia and I walked out of the courtroom hand in hand. The weight that had been on my shoulders for so long finally lifted. Weeks later, a check arrived, the first installment of the restitution. Isabel's penthouse was put up for sale, and I heard she moved into a small apartment. Mia asked me if I thought Isabel would change. I told her it was Isabel's choice, but I'd always protect what was ours. In the end, Isabel learned that stealing from family has consequences, and Mia and I got our future back.